Honestly, I want you to pull a crown rare Mewtwo next pack, and I want to get 3 Arboks in a row. Absolutely, are you out of your mind?
What the heck, Spragels? What did you do? What did you do? Hello there, everyone from PMK. I'm Dr. Kendo, and you're watching Hit Ones. It's the show with hot questions and hopefully even hotter hits in pocket. And today, we're joined by Spragels. He's the content cowboy who's amassed nearly 230,000 subscribers and over 100 million overall views across more than 2,000 videos on YouTube alone, mostly about Pokémon Unite, and that's just on one channel. He's soon set to cast the 2025 Pokémon Latin America International Championships. Spragels, welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you so much for having me here. I actually didn't know that fact. I have 100 million views. Is that right?
Can you believe it? Over. You're like 102.
I did not know that. That's pretty cool. Thank you for finding that out, because I honestly had no idea. I do feel like if you told me I did 2,000 videos, I'd believe you. But 100 million views, that's pretty incredible. So,
that's awesome, man.
Well, thank you to everyone who watches any of that. That's very nice.
Yes, well, congratulations, and thank you so much for being the first one to do this show. You know, I have high hopes for the show to be a good product, but I have even higher hopes for it to, you know, really promote the guest that's here. So, you know, I just look up to you, and I thank you so much.
Well, that's very kind. I'm flattered that I'm your first guest. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to open some packs and get nothing good, because that's what it's been like. So I'm ready.
That's what I was just about to ask you, is how's your luck been? But I think we just go right into it.
So do we start with our first pack right away?
Yeah, I say that we go for it. I say we pick the same booster in a row. So we'll do Mewtwo, then Pikachu, then Charizard, maybe? I think
Love
so.
it. All right.
So you and I are we are ready.
I'm going to swipe. I'm going to see if I get lucky. I've got a few ones that are flipped to the back. I worry about those sometimes. I'm just going to take this guy right here.
That's what I was going to ask, is do you have good luck with the ones facing the back? But all right, we're looking at it, and I have an epic border.
You just had the stars fly out of that pack.
Did I really?
You got a little something right there, and my borders are the furthest thing away from epic that you could absolutely find, which has been all of my packs.
Oh, no. But let's see what we got here. We got... Oh, I actually didn't have Weedle before. Alrighty, so let's see it. The snowman, and there's the Porygon. Can you believe it on the first pack? Oh my gosh! Thank you. So what do you have?
I've got Craplock, Jinx, Tentacool, Woobat, Cincino, and that's it.
Oh, that was the hit. All right.
A little bit of nothing to start off, but you know, I got phenomenally lucky when this game started. Like my first day, I'm pulling Crown Rare Pikachu. I hit my immersives. Like I feel like early on, I got a lot of what I wanted, and now I'm at that place where I have so much good stuff that I couldn't be too excited unless I hit some like really big pulls. You know?
Of course, of course. Well, that is awesome, man. At least I pulled an awesome card. I think you've got some fire, though, to come, man. So we have like 7 more to go. So, hey.
Do it.
Let's go ahead and start with your first question, then. So, you once said in 2021 that you potentially wanted to be a history teacher if the content life didn't work out, and now you're here essentially schooling people in Pokémon Unite, eh? Well, if you could teach a class on Pokémon Unite's history, what's the first lesson that you'd give your students?
Wow, I feel like Pokemon Unite's history, I cannot, in a weird way, this is a weird thing to say, but I wonder what it will be like when that game is gone, and if we will finally get some information about some of the crazy stuff that obviously happened behind the scenes with that game. The weirdest thing about Unite is it was clearly developed to be like a big game in China. That's like the whole idea behind Unite, but it's been so long. It's been 3+ years since the game came out globally, and it's not ready in China. It's just finally releasing. So for me, if there was anything I wanted to talk about, I wish I knew what happened behind the scenes, because I guarantee it is a wild story where they contracted one of the biggest like game devs out there to make this product, and clearly it was like so many delays, so much had to have happened. There's so many cooks in the kitchen there between Pokemon and Timmy and Tencent. I would just be fascinated to know all of that and give that history lesson. If there was any way I could, because I guarantee it's phenomenally interesting and probably pretty wild.
That's so awesome, man. You're so right. Well, I'm glad it wasn't a class on, like, remember when we all had to rotate to Dreadnought, and no one would do it. Yeah, so.
Head to Dread, rotate to Dread.
Yep. All right.
So you said Pikachu's next, right? We're going to do Pikachu?
That's right. Let's just dive right in with Pikachu. I'm going to tell you, Spragels, this is a secret about me, although this is about you, but I don't like Pikachu. I just don't.
You don't like Pikachu? Why?
I'm sorry. It's just they overdid it. They overused Pikachu. It could beat Onyx. Like, dude, in the anime, It's like, come on, man.
Wasn't that like the third episode or something, though? I mean,
yes,
I don't know.
Yes, but the Pikachu helps all the time, It's like, it doesn't matter what you're going up against.
True. Very true. All right, I got a pack. You got a pack?
All right, we're ready. Yes, let's rip it.
Okay.
All right. Did you see anything? I got another.
I don't even want to fan the cards because I know
Okay.
I'm going to get disappointed. I want to give myself some time where I'm not disappointed.
Oh my gosh. I don't want this to happen to you. See, I'd rather the guest have like the epic, pulls, not me.
Let's see what you get. Wooloo,
Right,
Flobopus.
Minshao, and then Wigglytuff EX. I did not have that one, so that's good. Very nice.
I was just playing around with Wigglytuff EX the other day. It's
Really?
a weird one because I think it's a little underpowered, but at the same time, sleep is so fun. So, all right, let's see what I got.
Yep,
I'm not
let's
fan
see
of
what
the
you
cards.
got. It's all
Voltorb,
good.
Diglett, the U again. Hey, we got a little something going on here.
Jiggly,
and
Wiggly.
finally, Zebstrika.
Zebstrika.
You know that 2-diamond.
Yes.
You know how it goes.
And I also know Zebstrika. That one can be kind of fun, to be honest. I do kind of like that just because you're zapping somebody. It could be on the bench, could be anywhere. So I enjoy it.
It is a fun card. I haven't made like a lot of cool decks with it yet, but it is a pretty fun idea for sure.
Yeah. Very cool. Well, I'm sorry. I hope that you get the better packs from now on.
We're not getting good packs over here. No more.
So there's this great story that I have from the moment that you and I casted the first Pokemon Unite Championship Series tournament, which was the February Finals 2022. Essentially, it's that I would tell people that something that they didn't see behind the scenes was that you and I were saying, I love you, before the other pair of casters would go on. You and I were on other sides or whatever of that. So with that same theme, is there something that you can talk about that goes on behind the scenes that people don't really see when you're casting official tournaments for the Pokemon Company, especially now that you've been a caster for every year's UCS since then?
Yeah, there's so many good things. Like, one of the best parts about doing the broadcast is, of course, you get to see like the highest level of play, and I have so much respect for the top level players. It's really cool to see. But I have to be honest, the most fun stuff is either some of the shenanigans they let us get away with on broadcast or how much dumb stuff we get to do behind the scenes. So I feel like there are a few good stories I could tell. One of my favorite ones is, I think we were in New Orleans for NAIC, I'm pretty sure, the first NAIC in New Orleans. And we got this weird, it was like a whale looking, not whale looking, it was a whale. It was like a whale plastic toy kind of thing. And for some reason, Doobsnacks, my casting partner, had this and he decided he was going to bring it on broadcast. It's very him to just be like, I'm using this somehow. So he brought it on broadcast, and then we started trying to sneak it into every other game's broadcast somehow. And Unite's a weird game because Unite's been handled by a couple different production companies. So this was one of the big moments where we were kind of brought into the fold of like the main sort of Pokemon thing. Boring behind the scenes stuff there, but we've just been with multiple groups, and now we were kind of with the bigger Pokemon group, and we weren't really sure how they were going to react to kind of what we do, which is a little wild. And one of my favorite things was we started trying to pass this whale around, and then all of a sudden the head of production goes over to, I believe it's the TCG broadcast, and hands them the whale. And they're like, what are we doing with this? And they're like, we're putting the whale on the broadcast. And that was a moment where I thought Unite has infected this exactly how I would hope that it does. So that kind of stuff has been some of my absolute favorite stuff. And then of course, just getting to hang out with all the cool people that I broadcast with. Like, I'm very fortunate. I feel like everyone that we get to work with is just so awesome and sharp, and they know what they're doing and they care about what they're doing. So all of that has also just been the best. And this is getting too long, but I also have to say, after a rehearsal day or after a long broadcast day, for some reason, we all decide to get on Unite and queue up and either have great games or get absolutely stomped. But some of those super late nights are also incredibly fun.
It is pack time, and we're going with my favorite up in here.
A Charizard pack for Kendo. You know what's interesting? I kind of like Char a lot more now since Unite. I always thought Char to me maybe was a little bit my Pikachu. Like I always liked Charizard a bit, but then I felt like it was like kind of too cool.
Yeah, they overused it.
Now I'm back.
Yeah,
I'm back to liking it again.
Yeah, they do overuse it, but listen, Charmander's my favorite Pokemon. I think it just goes to it. But anyway, let's open the pack. Here we go.
Let's do it.
All right. So I'm not seeing. I fanned it, so this is good. It means that you're gonna get the luck, all right, as I get a new Vulpix, which is fine. But there we go, Pinsir.
Hey, you got something new. That's good.
Is that right?
I got Arbok. Arbok decks are very fun. Arbok. Yeah. How do I say this? I
Petalil. So imagine you're saying petals, like petals of a Petalil.
Petalil, like a little petal. That's what I thought.
There
but
you
know,
go.
I say Pokemon, like I play the games by myself and I don't know how any of the names are said. And then I say them out loud and everyone's like, no one would say Duraludon the way you say it. Back to back Petalil.
Well, you just said it right at least. But anyway, go ahead. Yeah.
Mawile and Kabuto. That's another deck I'm actually excited to try to play around with some fossil decks. I haven't messed with that at all.
Absolutely. Alrighty, well, I think a little underwhelming third, but you can't be disappointed when it's Pokemon TCG Pocket.
Look, I love it. Even when I don't get the good cards, I've been, like I said, Kendo, I've been through the highs of pulling. I pulled Crown Rare Pika day one. Like, I was losing my mind. So after that, everything's going to be like, okay, cool.
Okay, so forgive this question for being a little bit long-winded. Please, just maybe I can start by saying that I think of you to just be downright funny and quick-witted. And so when you think about and look back on your time writing and performing on the Elite Daily Show or appearing in The Vomit Solution to Thirsty Men, Hacking High School, maybe your videos about hot dogs and GoFundMes, I'm curious, is there a specific way that you've honed those comedic chops? And are you always kind of like Jerry Seinfeld in a way, kind of basically always thinking of new material or a way to make something funny in your daily life?
So I think part of how I always just loved comedy, like growing up, I remember watching like Ace Ventura and Dumb and Dumber and stuff like that and just like crying, laughing. I've always been a huge fan of comedy. Yes. And at one point I decided to start doing stand-up. I think when I was 20 or 21 or something like that, I started doing stand-up. I moved to Los Angeles and then I found this place called the Upright Citizens Brigade Theater, which is a comedy theater. They have some stand-up there, but mostly improv comedy. I saw improv. It kind of blew my mind. I wanted to do it so bad. I started taking classes there to learn improv. And then eventually I was put on, shows there. I have a monthly show there right now with my group. Pony is their name. And I think one of the biggest things that helped me in comedy was learning improv and learning how wonderful it is to screw things up. And that's where I find all of my favorite stuff. So I don't even know if it's as much that I'm quick-witted. That's a nice way to look at it. I think my favorite thing is finding a mistake, which I'll make all the time, finding a mistake and playing around with that, like playing around with the fun, dumb thing, not taking myself too seriously. I think that's been maybe my greatest strength when it comes to doing any kind of these broadcasts or videos or anything like that. I think There's a quote that I'm going to get wrong, but it's something like perfection is the enemy of good or enemy of great or something like that. And it's just this idea that we kind of get in our own way a lot. We don't finish a lot of things. We don't make a lot of things. Like just like you were talking about with your show right here, like you want it to be a really good product. You want it to be great. But at the same time, it's got to be a thing. You have to put it out there. And improv, I think, has really taught me a lot about being okay with the rough edges of things. And sometimes that's the funnest stuff. So that's where I think my comedic chops were most honed. It was probably improv comedy. Probably. Yeah.
Would you say that we should do it formulaically and again pick the same pack, or do you think we should just like wild card it, you know?
Okay, yeah, let's wild. I'm not even gonna look. I'm just gonna swipe on.
I'm just gonna.
Whatever I land on is what I'm going.
Oh, I got Pikachu, the one I love. You know.
What did I get? I got Pikachu too.
All right. Well, that's just how the pack cookies crumble. What are Pokemon cookies? The malasadas.
They're Aos cookies if you play Unite. I can tell you that.
Thank you. Yes, we need to stick to the Unite themes.
I gotta stick to that branding. Unite.
Yeah, I know. Right. I got one.
Pikachu, I choose you, buddy. All right. I'm ripping.
Taking a deep breath like we're about to have hot sauce. Okay.
No way did you get another good one. All right, go for it. Show me what I missed.
Show you the money, Noodle King. What?
It's a great card. It's a great card. By the way, Kendo, I have to say, that's one of my favorite art stuff. Like that art for Nido King right there is one of my favorite. I think it's just so pretty. Like I don't love as much the cool ones. I like the ones that feel like they're in their world a little bit and they're just kind of cute. I like that.
Oh, I mean, I love the immersive Charizard EX. You know, that's like in the world of, we can just go on and on about that, but I want to see what you've got. I hope it's something good.
That card is I agree. That card is so cool. Horsey, double, Voltorb, Arbok again. Arbok.
Are you kidding me? What was great was
I'm not gonna get the hits today.
Oh no, I don't want that to happen. Like maybe the very last pack is just gonna be like this banger, you know. But
I can't wait. I'll pull a God pack right at the end.
Yeah, you say I can't wait. But yeah. Did you ever watch the anime like in the old days? Just like the original first season? Yeah. You remember how Arbok? Like I love that it basically was Charbok. You know when it spoke, it was Charbok. You know that.
That's so funny that you bring because I think about that with Arbok all the time. That I think about that so much. So yes, that's exactly right. It was saying Charbok for sure.
True. So we all know if we've played Pokemon Unite just how much of a struggle matchmaking has been over the years. So much so that I recall you previously you were naming that the most frustrating part of the game. But now that we've moved forward in time from the 2021 release of Pokemon Unite, would you say that we're still just as bad as ever, maybe a little better, or do you feel that there's been a significant improvement?
Wow, that's a great question. I think the biggest issue that Unite's always had with matchmaking is their concept of what they want from this game. So with Unite, it's a MOBA, but the matches are short. The matches are 10 minutes long, right? And in the sort of new mode that's coming to the game, they can be even shorter. And I think they wanted this game to be fast, easy to pick up. You can play a quick match on you've got a break, you've got a few minutes here. They're kind of like Pocket, right? Like Pocket's matches are really quick. I don't think they care as much about matchmaking based on skill level as they do getting you into a game quickly and getting you into a match with like low lag. So their number one focus is, can we get them into a game? Is this game going to be like a stable game that they can play? And then after that, like the third thing on their list is, how can we match these teams? The more players the game has, the easier it is to match players. So as the game's life cycle goes on and the game, you know, it ebbs and flows. Like around Anniversary, you see tons of players, tons of hype, and then you die down, wait for another event. In those lulls, with a smaller player base, you're going to get worse and worse games. And unfortunately, Unite does this other frustrating thing, which is one of the ways they balance out the matches is if you are good, they're like, great, you're good. You have to deal with these two people who don't know what they're doing. So you're going to carry these two guys. And then someone over here on this team, they're pretty good. And they're going to try to carry these two guys. And that's just a weird system because the better you are doing, sometimes the crazier challenge they throw you, not in your opponents, but with your allies. So has matchmaking gotten better? Well, I don't think anybody would say that it has, Kendo.
Okay, man, we are hopefully ready for this. Again, I'm hoping for you. Like I say, like my goal was always that I would get the ones that aren't like the major hits. But
I want this episode, especially the first episode, I just want it to be nonstop bad pulls for me, great pulls for you. That's what I want to see. I want you to pull a crown rare Mewtwo next pack, and I want to get 3 Arboks in a row.
Oh my gosh, so we're on opposite ends here.
Which pack did you open? I went with Mewtwo.
So I went with Mewtwo. We're just gonna always get the same.
What are the odds? I didn't even see.
You and me, we're in sync, man.
We're right there.
I was sad, that I never got to commentate with you on an official broadcast. I was like, we would be so like in sync. But okay,
I think we would definitely have fun. Yeah,
I'll try.
Here we go.
Okay.
I'm ripping.
No stars.
Oh. No way is this happening.
I don't know. I'm not trying. I'm not trying. That's the thing, is if you don't care and you don't want it, it's gonna reward you. You know? That's how a society.
Absolutely. Are you out of your mind?
What the heck, Spragels? What did you do? What did you do?
You just pulled one of the most rare cards. I'm sure everybody watching knows this. You just pulled full immersive Mewtwo.
I have never gotten this.
Dude. Well, enjoy it. Enjoy.
Oh my gosh. The music is rocking. What the heck, dude? Can you like be with me on live stream so you can just like predict what I'm gonna do?
I need to, man.
Oh my gosh.
This is too perfect. Watch for the worst pack of all time. There's no way I get anything good.
It's like Psyduck, Arbok.
Psyduck. Okay.
Okay.
2 Psyducks in a row. You again. Dragonair. Kingler. There you go.
I don't know what's going on.
How do these look when you look at them?
Side by side comparison?
One's pretty good.
I don't even know what to say.
Perfect.
I'm so sorry. You're in my house and this is what happens. It's just I offered you no coffee or anything, man. I hope you're having a good experience.
I'm having fun, and I knew this was gonna happen. Like, I swear to you, I've been pulling nothing all week.
Oh my gosh. I've been getting nothing all week too, so I don't know what's happening, man, but all right.
Well, I'm happy for you. I am.
Thank you. So as someone who's participated in a greased up pig competition in the past, I've got to know, and I'm sure all viewers want to as well, what would be your strategy with that, like while you're in the heat of the chase? Like, can you strategize that to the point where you just go for a low center of gravity and corner the pig, or is it more just about like speed and dumb luck, or neither?
So, yes, I was a kid. I don't even understand how this all played out, but somehow me and my family were at like a county fairish type thing. I was born in Portland, Oregon, and we lived in a small town outside. We kind of lived outside the small town called Newburgh, Oregon, and we were out in the country a little bit, I would say. So that's where a greased up pig competition would come into play. That's how it happened somehow. Somehow we were at a fair. There was and people are like, what is this? It's like, you put a pig that apparently they've oiled up a little bit in the middle of a big area, a big pen, like huge fence, and a bunch of people jump in and try to catch this pig, because that's what we did before we had phones. And I saw this, I thought it sounded like a good idea, and my parents said, yeah, go for it. I was so much smaller than every kid there. It was the worst idea ever. I just remember watching a whole flood of people running so much faster than me. I was basically, there was the pig running, there was the group running after them, and then I was all the way behind. The only way I could have caught the pig was to just wait until the group basically brought it to me, because I could not keep up with what was happening. My strategy now would be to not engage with a grease pig competition. If I'm giving anyone advice out there, I don't think you should be catching grease pigs. I just think it's not the right thing to do anymore. I don't know. I think there are better ways to spend your time, probably.
Round and round they go.
I'm not logging. Where do we land? Char. Whoa!
We're in sync, man.
Dude.
What do you think of NSYNC? You know, what are they doing nowadays? Like, I know that they were on Hot Ones.
They're coming back.
They're coming back. I always thought that the other guys would be, you know, on Hot Ones or something, waiting for Justin or something. Like, I keep trying to call him and he won't return our calls, but no, Justin's there.
They all went on Hot Ones recently, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. They did. This show that is like this show. All right.
Ooh.
Should I even fan it? Should I even fan it? All right.
I actually had stars fly out, so I've got something in this pack, Kendo.
Wonderful, and I'm gonna get your Arbok, man. So there we go, and the Chinchino. So let's see it, man. What do you got for me?
Clobopus, Mawile, Sharp, Minchino, Gloom. Hey, we got something.
That is another one. Gloom. Like, you like that art, right? Because that's just totally a Gloom and it's natural.
Absolutely. I really like that art. That's like, it's a weird one too, because it's, you know, like a stage 1, right? So I think it's cool to have art for a Pokemon like that, even though you are going to throw another card on top of it.
Yeah. We're just going to stick a Vileplume.
No, I finally got a hit.
Amazing. Well, we were halfway through, so now it's your turn, man. I had the first half. Wonderful. Okay, Spragels, I know that you know your StarCraft and Warcraft and whatnot, but I wanted to pose a hypothetical that I hoped you would find interesting. Thinking about a Pokemon meets StarCraft hybrid, or essentially a Pokemon RTS, which Pokemon do you think would make the best Zerg Rush?
Oh, dang. Okay. I feel like Zerg Rush, like, you could easily see that being, if you're going like Kanto, you could easily see that being a Rattata, right?
Yes.
Like, you would have some sort of little hollow that they come out of, you know. I wonder how they would do a Pokemon RTS, because you'd have to almost have them spawn from tall grass. Like, maybe you put tall grass near your base, and then the type of tall grass, like, you get to put a region tall grass or something. Anyway, to get Rattata, I think that's an easy one, right? You could do it with something flying, but to me, it makes sense for it to be that early normal type that just run straight at the enemy. They also kind of feel like Zerglings in a way. They've got, you know, they're on all fours, and they feel like they would kind of like do that little scratch and attack in a similar way. So I do feel like Rattata is a great Zerg Rush for sure.
So in preparation for this interview, Spragels, I was essentially interviewing my wife with these exact questions, and she doesn't, you know StarCraft. I'm just saying I was rehearsing, right? And that was what I said, is I said, by the way, to my wife, I was like, by the way, the correct answer is Rattata. So, like, you know,
we're right there. I mean, I'm sure there's some really good other gens that would be kind of perfect. And this just shows probably where we started with Pokemon, because I think other people might, you know, grab something else. But I also think it really does fit. And it feels like it's so early and so basic. So I agree with you, who agrees with me. We agree.
We are in agreement. This is too much agreement, huh, for a good video? Nah, I like positivity, and I like peace. Like, I don't like confrontation and stuff. I don't know about you, but
I don't think there needs to be a ton of confrontation around Pokemon video games.
I know, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for that. And yes, are the devs listening? Are they going to hit up Spragels for some ideas? I like that with the grass and stuff. So let's see it. Pokemon RTS.
I'll help make it happen. The genre that's no longer popular, RTS. Do it.
Yeah. I should think of like fun ways to pick it, you know, like we pull like a real booster pack and like see what the energy is or something. Like if it's fire, it's Charizard.
I got Char for mine.
Okay. I'm gonna go Mewtwo. Finally, we differ, but
we're finally switching it up. I do have a real booster pack here too.
All right, I think for the last one, we should do that. We should just like see what either the energy or the type of like the hit, you know, the main card.
Love it.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool. But okay, let's see it for this one, right? Mewtwo.
Okay.
Ripping it. Sorry, I'm ahead of you.
That's okay. Here we go.
Here we go.
I gotta see yours. Okay, all right.
A fan to nothing. Let's see it. Okay. Scyther. Come on, Scyther.
Koga. Great card.
Let's see what you got, though.
Heliolisk. Swanna. Heliolisk. Sizzlipede. Hey, pretty good card. Greninja. Not bad, not bad. I was very stoked when I pulled enough Greninja to make my first Greninja deck. It's just a really cool card, being able to attack essentially from the bench. It's pretty awesome.
Absolutely. Everyone loves Greninja. Isn't that in like the top 10 probably like favorite Pokemon for like the world? I think
it has to be. Yeah. At one point I heard it was Japan. Wait, what just happened? Oh,
2,500 cards, ladies and gentlemen.
we got a huge milestone here on Hit Ones, Kendo. I got 2,500 cards collected.
Man,
that's pretty cool. I didn't even know we were close to that, but there you go.
Wow. Well, I'm honored that you would celebrate that on here unwillingly, and I have 447 cards.
We're close.
So, yeah,
we're close.
I'm catching up. Okay, so we're gonna have a recurring segment on this show that for some reason I've decided to call Pocket Practice. It just sounded right, but anyway, we know that self-care and well-being is extremely important, especially when it comes to content creation, content creators, so I'm just gonna say one thing, and you can respond to it however you'd like. So that one thing is mental health.
And I can respond however I would like?
That's exactly right.
It's giving me a lot of anxiety.
Oh, man.
I'm kidding, but think about it, right?
Not the intended effect.
Yeah, man, mental health, especially around content creation. I guess I'll talk about this around the realm of content creation. And I think I touched on this a little bit earlier. You know, something I always wanted to do, Kendo, was I always wanted to do something in video games. I always wanted to make video game content. And I think there was always a part of me that felt maybe inadequate or a little fraudulent in the sense that when I was growing up, I would see all these people talking about games. They were all games journalists, right? They all had journalism degrees, and then they moved to a city where GameSpot or whatever it was, they all worked there. I always thought it was this world that I couldn't be in. And it wasn't until I sort of was able to just get rid of any of that self-doubt, like kind of that negative self-talk around it, and my need for things to kind of feel perfect, that I really got to start making things. And once I started, I felt like I couldn't stop. It was so great. And I kind of got rid of all of that negative self-talk around it. I do think one of the biggest problems I had, like mental health wise, I guess, I'm not sure where this falls in, so I'm sorry, but I think one of the biggest problems I had was this need for things to be great. Like, they had to be perfect. They had to be great. They had to be really amazing. And once I got myself past that, which doesn't sound like great advice, right? Like, don't worry about stuff being good. But once I got past that and realized that the process of me actually getting good at something was going to be trying, failing, getting a little better. Like, once I got to that point, everything started to click for me. So I think for me, when I think of mental health and content creation, I just think if you are out there and you want to make something, the sooner you can drop this idea that it's going to be perfect, because it's not when you start, or it's going to be great when you start, because it's not, the sooner you can drop that, like the sooner you can actually get into the nitty gritty with like really figuring out what you want to do and what you want to create. And that's what I think about when I think about mental health and content creation and stuff like that. I just think, man, I'm so glad that at some point I finally stopped judging myself and what I do so much. I hope that was a good answer. What was our last pack?
Yes. What do you got? You got Twilight Masquerade, right? That's what you have?
I'm going to pull Stellar Crown then.
Okay. I think I have a Stellar, actually. Boom! So there we go.
Boom.
So this is cool, you guys. What Spragels and I are going to do is open a real pack, and then we're going to tell you either if the energy or the like type of the hit, right? So the hollows, you know, if one of them is psychic, electric, or fire, one of those entities. So that will determine what we then pull in pocket. And
well,
so
this will be fun. Like I'm gonna do we can do like a regular, yeah. I got psychic, so we're definitely going Mewtwo.
All right, yeah, I think we got Mewtwo. So let's see it. I actually peeked at my card, so I know what mine is.
Oh, do you?
I shouldn't have peeked.
I want my camera to like, please focus on the cards.
I think you have to put your hand or something. Like
sometimes, yeah, you have to.
Yeah, like, I don't know what the trick is actually. There you go. Look at it. We're pros. We're pros.
Imp, Salazzle. Lantern, Slow King.
We're getting to it. We're getting to it. You got the iron. And
oh, you got one too. What do you got?
I got Pangoro, and then this is gonna be Melmetal.
Nice. You got a little bit of a hit there, and I got one too. What do I got?
What?
I got
Garganackle
EX. Beautiful.
That is awesome, man. So I think we determined though that you got a psychic energy. So
I do. So it's Mewtwo time.
Yep. All right, man. Well, Spragels, it's been an absolute joy. I don't want it to end here, but hey, we still got another question and another pack, so let's see it.
Let's do it. I'm ready. I know this one's going to be a massive, massive win for me, as they've all been.
Yes.
All right.
You're starting.
Rip it.
You're starting to pick up. No stars, no fan. Yeah. So that's fine. That's how I want it. Chinchino. And we got Cloyster. All right.
Cool.
That one's crazy. Okay.
Coughing.
Corver.
Golduck. Love Golduck.
Yes.
Wooloo. Cottony. And
Cloyster. Are you kidding me?
We end with the same card. A couple of Cloysters.
That's a good way to describe us, man. Actually, it's probably like the least way to explain us.
Cloysters.
Our hard exterior, and I'm just kidding. No, that is probably the worst way to explain me and Spragels. We're sweethearts, man. But hey, well, let's see it. All right, so we're gonna play a small, quick game here. This is called Would Ted Lasso, Would Jim Raynor from StarCraft, or a Pokemon trainer be the best? So here's how the game is played. I'm gonna speak of a random task that generally could require help from another person, and you'll say who you think is the best to handle that task. Ted Lasso, Jim Raynor, or a Pokemon trainer, and that's just like any rando generic Pokemon trainer, like, think of the all-around, not anyone specific, right?
Cool.
So are you ready to play?
I'm ready. Yes.
All right, so that first task is changing a flat tire.
I mean, this feels like absolutely Jim Raynor could do it. I think Ted Lasso also would definitely be the kind of person to hop out in the rain and change a flat tire, but I feel like Jim Raynor would have to, for sure.
All right, good one. Training an exuberant dog.
Wow, I mean, a Pokemon trainer feels like a good call for this, but I feel like this also matches Ted Lasso's energy a little bit. But to keep it consistent, I'll say Jim Raynor once again.
Nice, all right. Having as a workout buddy in the gym.
Ted Lasso will build you up. The Pokemon trainer might give too much advice, and Jim Raynor would intimidate you, and you'd have to try to keep up. So, keeping in theme, we're going Jim Raynor once again.
Very nice. Hopefully, this is probably the one that people are going to know the least, right? In this audience, it's a little esoteric to StarCraft, but
Jim Raynor?
We'll show a picture of him, and so being your airline pilot.
Oh, it was.
Yeah, that's the task.
It's an easy one. I don't think a Pokemon trainer really knows what's going on. Ted Lasso is going to give it his best shot, but Jim Raynor, I think, could. I mean, if he could pilot a vulture, he could probably pilot an airplane.
Yeah, I think he would be the most competent, and Ted Lasso would be like the best co-pilot or stewardess or whatever. Because he'd be on the thing, like talking about your day and stuff. But anyway, let's see it. So, organizing a surprise party for someone's birthday.
Pokemon trainer would be cool for this because they could get help from Pokemon, and I feel like Pokemon, they're like very much like, let's go, and they would easily help decorate. Ted Lasso, of course, has like very exciting energy, and I think he would do something also quite thoughtful for a person that you wouldn't expect. But I gotta go with Jim Raynor right here because I just really want to see what kind of birthday he would throw. I think we're gonna go Jim Raynor.
Very nice. All right. Well, we have two more. So, negotiating a peace treaty between two rival groups.
Ooh. I don't think the Pokemon trainer has much here. I mean, maybe they've dealt with this a little bit. When you catch a Pokemon, I feel like a decent amount of time in the show and stuff that Pokemon doesn't really want to work with you that much, but then they kind of end up going to your side. So I think there's some value there. I think Ted Lasso would be good, but maybe too much of a pushover. And I just think Jim Raynor's got this energy that people want to listen to. People want to follow him. I mean, his troops would follow him to fight monstrous beings in the Zerg. So I'm going to go Jim Raynor.
Jim Raynor scoring all the points. So let's see on this last task. How about cooking a
Jim Raynor for this last one.
Okay. We don't even have to go. Cooking a Thanksgiving dinner.
Okay. Pokemon trainer, maybe. Again, I really think having the help of Pokemon would be pretty incredible for all these things, right? You could have a little Sizzlipede helping you warm things up. And I feel like Psyduck would be pretty good with a chef hat on. Ted Lasso, on the other hand, he seems like the kind of guy who has a lot of love for the holidays, and I think that would be huge. And then, of course, you got someone who just gets things done, and that's Jim Raynor. So I'm
Jim
going Jim
Raynor.
Raynor once again. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, well, Spragels, it is now that time. You and I have conquered the hits here in Pokemon TCG Pocket today, so nothing left to do but to roll out all of those prize packs to you. So from my camera to your camera and to the world, let the people know what you'll be working on.
Yeah, first off, thanks for having me, Kendo. This has been fun. I was 100% sure that I was going to pull nothing and you were going to pull something great, so I'm really happy that happened. If you want to check out what I do, Spragels on YouTube for Unite, Spragels B tier right now. Maybe I should rename it to Spragels Pocket or something for Pokemon Pocket. I cast the Unite Championship Series that is coming back. I'm going to be in Brazil live, which is very, very cool. And that broadcast, I think, will be our first one on the main Pokemon channel, like on Championship Sunday. So if you like Unite, be there so you can cheer for us a little bit and they can see that Unite is still kind of crushing it on the esports side of things. And then outside of that, I'm going to go to a pumpkin patch pretty soon. So if you see me at a pumpkin patch, that is me.
Very cool. So
Okay, I think we can do like a turn to camera if you want. Like,
yeah, like a nice smooth.
I hit my mic.